United Nations Development Programme has included Kazakhstan in the group of countries with the highest level of development. According to Forbes.Kazakh, the top 5 countries in the list are Norway, Switzerland, Australia, Ireland, and Germany. The United States is ranked on the 13th position out of 189 countries. Russia is ranked at 49th and Kazakhstan 58th. The ranking was determined based on life expectancy, duration of education, and gross national income per capita. Other factors taken into account also include the level of social protection, healthcare, and cultural development. Kazakhstan is ranked 50 in the 2018 Global Firepower Index. The country has surpassed Azerbaijan and Turkmenistan in the ranking list. In total, 136 countries were rated. Experts say that Kazakhstan has sufficient military capacity to respond to modern challenges and threats. The country has a group of 75,000 well-equipped modern armies. Kazakhstan regularly hosts allies of the Collective Security Treaty Organization and conducts peacekeeping trainings with them. In the end of September, the republic will host international trainings called Clear Sky. The Kyrgyz military also intends to show their skills. During the tactical trainings, Kyrgyzstan's air defense forces carried out combat missions such as landing troops, neutralizing extremists, as well as identifying and destroying the target. Commanders highlight that the military trainings are held on a regular basis.
Сегодня вы наблюдали эпизод, в котором там вторжение террористических группировок отражает.
Today you have seen how the State Border Service Special Purpose Groups and the National Guard, who is assisting the State Border Groups, responded to the actions of the terrorist groups.
Который оказывает помощь при отражении группировок террористов.
Helicopters take off in pairs in the combat collision area. The first task is to deliver an assault brigade to a landing site. During this time, the second helicopter patrols the landing area. The pilot interaction is worked out during the weekly flights.
Я обеспечивал прикрытие войск, то есть один вертолет.
Today I was covering the troops. One helicopter was landing. I was covering the troops by air to ensure security and non-aggression from outside. I was constantly circling the helicopter.
Обеспечить безопасность высадки десантов.
Another important part of the training is to test the speed of interaction between air defense forces. The main factor is how fast the target is identified and defeated. Uzbekistan will host the Central Asia Trade Forum for the first time on October 17th to 18th, according to the report by Gazetas.uz, which quoted the US Embassy. The theme of the upcoming forum is New Horizons in Trade and Investment. It reflects the region's growing connectivity in terms of the regional and international trade. Last year, the forum in Almaty brought together more than 1,000 participants from 18 countries. A trade exhibition will be held as part of the event, featuring enterprises from all over the region in sectors such as transport, tourism, information technologies, equipment, manufacturing, and processing of agricultural products. Turkmenistan will start manufacturing various types of marine vessels, including ferries for transportation of wheeled equipment. According to Turkmenistan State News Agency, the marine transportation will save time on loading operations. The government is currently reconstructing the Balkan shipbuilding and repair facility for the manufacturing works. According to the article, the expansion of Turkmenistan's marine fleet and manufacturing of various types of vessels will contribute to the growth of cargo turnover by water transport. Muftis in Central Asian countries plan to develop Islamic tourism in the region. The Muslim bodies of Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, and Tajikistan have signed an agreement to enhance cooperation. According to CA News Agency, the cooperation is aimed at strengthening relations among the organizations and the exchange of experiences. Moreover, the Muftis of the 4 countries will work together to improve the education system and organizing pilgrimage. Central Asian cities are among the top 10 popular travel destinations in the Commonwealth of Independent States in the fall of 2018. The ranking is made by the Tourstat agency. The list includes Astana and Almaty in Kazakhstan, Tashkent in Uzbekistan, Bishkek in Kyrgyzstan, Dushanbe in Tajikistan, and Ashgabat in Turkmenistan. Travelers prefer Kyrgyzstan and Uzbekistan for long-term trips and Astana for weekend tours and shopping. Turkestan is increasing the production capacity of the region. A reinforced concrete production factory was opened in the industrial zone of the city. The local Turkestan government plans to increase the share of locally made products in the construction industry. A new enterprise will provide construction companies with several types of the product. The demand for domestic products has increased as construction industry skyrockets in Turkestan. There's a high order of local concrete slabs. Therefore, the production of the new factory has become promising and profitable. There is no issue with sourcing raw materials as cement and concrete are brought from Shymkent, while crushed stones are mined in suburbs. We do custom-made slabs which are 6 meters wide, 2 meters high and 30 centimeters thick. In the future, we will increase the range and volumes of production. The factory produces up to 200 square meters of concrete slabs and 200 meters of bridges per day. This is only the first stage of production. We do not work at full capacity, but we produce custom-made products. We cast slabs for a multi-story building. Soon we will reach the design capacity and then there will be more work to do. The factory is confident that a second production cycle will be launched by the end of the year. It will increase the production volume and export. Meanwhile, other enterprises in Turkestan are working on a new development. The region, which is considered as a tourist destination, is now turning into a large industrial center. The area of the industrial zone will be increased by 7 times from 40 hectares. Since there are a number of investment projects, we are considering to increase the industrial zone to 250 hectares. The city mayor's decree on the return of unused land has been issued. Currently, 6 enterprises are operating on the territory of Turkestan's industrial zone, while another 9 enterprises are being constructed. A transport and logistics center will also be built on 20 hectares of land. Kazakhstan is actively developing its tourist infrastructure. 4 new tourist sites have been built in Burabai village. The resort area can accommodate more than 10,000 people a day. The list of tour and entertainment destinations is growing. 2 water parks will be built in Burabai by 2023. The first water park will be built on the coast of the visit center area. 1 hectare of land is specially allocated for the water park. The project is estimated at 150 million tenge. The contractor has ordered the equipment and the deadline is scheduled for June 2019. Aktau is also focusing on tourism development. Local authorities have kick-started a number of tourism projects. New beaches have been opened with 18 recreational centers welcoming tourists. There is also a new embankment with an area of more than 7 hectares. An amphitheater takes the central place in the area. It is equipped with modern sound and lighting equipment and panoramic LED panels. A lot of work has been done this summer. The rock trail project has been implemented. People walk near the rocks day and night. The road is lightened, therefore it can be seen even far from the sea. In addition, we organize free buses to suburban recreation centers for the convenience of tourists. In 2018, the number of tourists who visited the Caspian Sea grew by 15% compared to last year. 110,000 tourists visited the Mangistau region during the bathing season. 10% of the tourists are foreigners. The burial site of well-known poet and writer Gumar Karash was included in the list of Holy Sites of Kazakhstan. A mausoleum to the public figure is built in Jibek district of West Kazakhstan region. The tomb was constructed at the expense of philanthropists and is 9 meters high. The stones for Gumar Karash's mausoleum were brought from Mangistau. The construction cost 8 million tenge. These are not the budget money. The project was funded by the city residents who opened the Gumar Karash Foundation that collected money for the construction. Gumar Karash is a prominent Kazakh public figure. He was one of the first Kazakh patriotic journalists in the early 20th century. He was the editor of Kazakhstan newspaper and wrote articles for editions such as Fikir and Kazakh. He was also in charge of the first educational magazine in Kazakhstan. According to specialists, the poet's life and legacy are not fully researched. Karash wrote many of his works under different bylines.
Therefore,
the modern researchers need to study and reveal the vast legacy that the prominent writer left to the young generation. We need to promote Gumar Karash's works among the people in Kazakhstan and all over the Turkic world as well. He was an educator and patriot of his country. 100 years ago, he addressed the important issues related to the political structure of the country in the newspaper. He also wrote about vital issues such as improvement of literacy among the population and the advantages of sedentary lifestyle. We will continue to study his life and works. 3 volumes of the first complete collection of Karash's works were recently presented in Uralsk. It includes new information about the poet's biography and works. The material was collected by local journalists. 47 historical, cultural and archaeological facilities in the West Kazakhstan region have been listed in the map of holy places. The places include Bokeh Ordasi Complex, the Jaik Fortress, the Taksai Fortress, as well as a burial place of outstanding Kazakh poet Gumar Karash. A unique museum was opened in the Atamiken village in the West Kazakhstan region. The museum is located in a building with a 200-year history. Nearly 600 exhibits are kept in the museum. Villagers collected ancient weapons and armor of ancient Kazakh soldiers, including copper helmets, spears, shields, swords, and bows. Based on these fragments of historical relics, it is possible to imagine how an ancient batir looks like. Scientists say that one of the main goals is to supply the list of holy places with new historical and cultural facilities. Today, 2,153 historical, cultural, and archaeological monuments are under the state protection in the West Kazakhstan region. We know that there is a historical building in the Atamiken village. Every 5 years, the list of historical monuments is updated based on law. This facility will be studied and then it will be included into the preliminary list of monuments. After consideration of the Commission on Monuments of our region, a decision will be made whether to take it under protection or not. In general, the West Kazakhstan region has 2,000 historical, cultural, and archaeological monuments of local importance and 16 monuments of republican significance.
An expedition from sea to sea has ended at the Caspian Sea shore. The trip was held as part of the Uludala Yelnya Sayahat project. The 4,000-kilometer-long trip left an incredible impression on the travelers. The expedition demonstrated the richness and the diversity of Kazakhstan's and Mangostar region's nature in particular.
Впечатление, как будто бы ты побывал на другой планете.
I am very impressed. I have a feeling like I have visited another planet. It's my 7th or 8th visit to Mangostar, and I cannot stop admiring this place because of the extraordinary landscapes that have no alternatives in the world.
Аналогов подобных ландшафтов не найти.
The expedition, as part of the Astana's 20th anniversary celebrations, was launched in Almaty on September 10th. The expedition aims to expand tourist routes.
Мы проехали, получается, порядка 4000 километров до Aktau.
We drove nearly 4,000 kilometers to Aktau. We stopped at the Aral Sea. Since the expedition is called From Sea to Sea, the expedition is spread from the Aral Sea to the Caspian Sea. Along the way, we have visited locations such as Tuzbayir and Bozhira, practically all the important locations of the Mangostar region.
Практически все значимые локации Мангостауской области.
In the past 14 days, well-known bloggers, foreign photographers and journalists traveled along the roads of the Kızılorda, Aktobe and Mangostar regions. The trip will result in tourist routes and high-quality photo and video about Kazakhstan's nature, as well as an illustrated guidebook for future tourists. Kazakh TV will broadcast a series of TV programs dedicated to the expedition.
Specialists from Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, Turkey and Kyrgyzstan have written a new textbook. A new subject, the Common Turkic History, will be used by schools in Azerbaijan. The book is prepared by the Turkic Academy for the member states of the Turkic Council. Experts worked on the textbook for almost 4 years. The new subject was tested for the first time in Kazakhstan. Azerbaijan is required to obtain the confirmation of the Turkic Council in order to use the textbook in its country. The initiative is viewed as a great event for the educational sector in Azerbaijan.
Tarixinin doğrudan da hazırlanması, aynı zamanda onun tədrisi.
We spent much time on the book's preparation and we made a lot of improvements during this time. Kazakhstan was the first country to introduce this textbook in its schools. We are convinced that other Turkic countries will also follow Kazakhstan's example. We hope that the Common Turkic History will be taught in Azerbaijani schools this year or next year.
Gecikmələr olsa da, əslində bəlkə
The new subject will be taught in the 8th grade. Specialists said the subject is important for the upbringing of the younger generation.
Ya ümumi fen kimi ya da yəqin ki
I think that the subject should be compulsory at schools because we all have common origin, common culture and common language. Therefore, our younger generation should know more about our history to bring our people closer to each other. This textbook reflects the history up until the 15th century.
xalqların milli dəyərləri, mədəniyyətləri, onların dini, dili.
Following the program approval, students in Azerbaijan will receive the new textbooks at the expense of the government. In addition to the Common Turkic History, the Turkic Academy is also planning to prepare textbooks on the Common Turkic Literature and Geography. Kazakh fairy tales were presented at a children's book festival in South Korea. Fairy tales Alda Kose and Who's Stronger in Korean language were presented by the Culture Foundation of Seoul's Songbuk District. Kazakh citizen Asel Makhanova works in this organization. Although she has been living in South Korea for 13 years, Asel never forgets about her motherland. She promotes the Kazakh culture among Korean residents. After the presentation of the fairy tale, Asel presented Kazakh traditional game Asik Atu to the event visitors.
5 лет я приходила как гость.
I've been attending the book festival as a guest for 5 years, but this year I represent Kazakhstan and present the Kazakh traditional culture to the Korean people.
Жители Кореи с казахской народной культурой.
The book festival has been held for the 8th time. This year it was attended by 94 cultural organizations in Seoul. The event is aimed at sparking the interest to read among the younger generation. The number of readers is dropping every year. It occurs due to the development of digital electronics. The book sales are also declining. We encourage children to read and tell them about the cultures of other people.
그래서 도서관에서는
Kurak korpe Kazakh patchwork quilt is listed in the Guinness Book of Records. Representatives of the headquarters of the Guinness World Records, who arrived specially from the United Kingdom, officially registered the world record in Almaty. The Kazakh patchwork quilt is 10.9 kilometers long.
The current record for the longest rug is set at 1,128.37 meters. Congratulations, you have officially broken this today with over 10 times that length. 10,908.12 meters in length. This was measured by a qualified surveyor. He had special equipment.
Over 500 people took part in producing the handmade masterpiece. Most of the skilled workers are employees of urban libraries in Almaty. The city residents also helped the workers by bringing colorful cuts of fabrics and sewing. It was truly a titanic work of a large number of citizens. 520 people attended the campaign, not counting hundreds of Almaty residents who donated fabrics for sewing. Therefore, I believe that this is the victory of the whole city. The Kazakh residents have been working on the patchwork quilt for more than 5 months. They admit that the result has surpassed all expectations. There is a revival of interest in the ancient art of sewing Kurak korpe. Foreign visitors also show a desire to learn the ancient Kazakh technique of embroidering the local quilt. The main goal has been fully reached, which was to popularize the traditions and customs of ancestors.